Show yourself some love, some self-love. It's okay. You're allowed to. You ever notice? Oh, shit. Some crazy people look, smart people look crazy. I really encourage you to sit by the creek for a few minutes each day, or outside, somewhere nice and comfy, and just let your mind wander. And that got me thinking about this method. You know, we've all heard about it. You know, every morning, tell yourself, you're in control, you're beautiful, you're awesome, you're in control, you're beautiful, or whatever that stuff is you're supposed to reiterate. I get it in your head. It's like the more you hear it, the more you say it, the more you believe it. If it works, awesome. For me, that's weird. I feel like I'm just tricking myself, which is fine. But for me, sitting by the creek without any agenda, just sitting and letting my mind wander, the bullshit comes up, the good stuff, the bad stuff, all of it. But in the setting, the pressure's so low, you just kind of just don't have pressure. Like, shit, I have PTSD. Shit, I'm depressed. Shit, I said something rude yesterday. Shit, I fucked this up. And like, okay. Acknowledge. You can't fix anything until you own that you have the problem. You can't own it until you acknowledge that there might be a problem. So once you discover, shit, I fucked up, or I made a mistake, or something's not right, you can't really get anywhere until you discover, right? Once you discover something, you can do something with it. If it goes unacknowledged, you're never going to do anything with it. And a lot of stuff we have up in our heads, we choose to not acknowledge. I'm guilty of it. I think most of us are. Or we just don't know how to acknowledge it, or I don't know. Trauma, or just weird shit you were taught as a kid that you forgot. You know, this is like 10 years ago. I was laying down, having a panic attack. It was like kicking my ass, like a bad one, like a little ones here and there, but this was like I'm scared. This is what, I can't do this. I was freaking out. And I just kind of just closed my eyes and kind of just let my mind go where it needed to go. And something popped. Boom. 8 years old. 8 years old. My dad said that. I forget what he said, but he said something, and I'm like, that explains this whole illogical beliefs, or false beliefs, or negative beliefs. Not that he was a great guy. It was just the way I received it, or the way he said it. Innocent statement, but the way it was received at age 8 just wasn't good. But as a grown man, I was able to freaking out. Boom! And I broke it down like, that explains it. Well, was that his fault? Did he mean that? Whose fault was it that it was received that way? Equal parts, I guess. I was a kid, he's a man, I don't know. But the intent was not ill from his end, you know? And I realized the negative impact it had on me, and I had resentment towards him. And when it clicked, and as a man, I could see oh, he didn't mean it like that. I slept so good, it just washed everything away. My life was better. Because I was cornered. I took that time I didn't have a choice, actually. It was just shoved in my face, you're going to have a panic attack until you deal with it and figure it out. So I was put in a corner, had to figure it out, and I did. But now, growing older, I've learned, hey girl, I've learned, that was good timing. My buddy's little daughter's here. I was about to get in the water. Huh? Walk. Yeah. It's cold too. You want to swim? Okay. I forgot my point. Oh yeah, learning as an adult to not let these things build up, and taking those few minutes every day, just 5 minutes just to sit and chill, kind of helps you take that pressure off. It's like we got a boiling pot with like a pressure cooker. Sometimes, if you just take the lid off, kaboom, it's not a good thing. You got to relieve some pressure here and there, relieve some steam. So take a few minutes each day and just kind of sit and let your mind wander, and whatever you discover is what you discovered. Okay, I think my buddy just came and got a daughter. So somewhat get over here, because he knows what's happening next. Okay, all clear. It's not too bad today. It's not too bad. but the sun's right in the face. It's lovely. You know what to do. You know what to do. You don't even have to get in. So just go sit by the creek and give yourself that 5 minutes that your mind needs. All of our minds need. Go do something solid for yourself. Okay? Show yourself some love, some self-love. It's okay. You're allowed to. I want you to try this. Find yourself in a nice cool spot. Almost first thing in the morning, have your coffee, go to the bathroom, do your thing. I'm gonna spend 5 minutes just You ever catch yourself staring off into space? And you snap out of it, you're like, whoa, I don't know. That's necessary sometimes. You got a lot on your mind, having trouble sleeping, you got a lot on your mind. That sometimes helps. I was sitting here about to do my breathing, and just, the past week or so, I've noticed I start out my sit. So I'll sit here and I'll just stare at the water for a minute or so and just the RDF, resting dead face. Mosquitoes, what the hell? It just feels really good on the brain. Try it out, and then breathe, and then get in the water.